Peace, peace, my peaceful people. It's your brother, man. Say I knew. And this is from our Aries collective. My sun, moon, rising, sign, North Nodian folk. What's good? We are back for your cycle reading. Alright? You know what I mean? We talking to God on your behalf today. I hope you're listening. Okay? Before I say anything, let me say thank you to my subscribers. Peace, y'all. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate that y'all been checking me out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all who are leaving likes and comments and, you know what I mean, sharing the video. Y'all are getting at me in the email. You know what I'm saying? You know, getting counsel and whatnot. Definitely appreciate y'all, you know, taking this information much further. You know, I don't do this as an ego trip. I'm doing this to, you know, help people get in accord with what we're doing in the tree of life, right? Right? We're dealing with the Dunater Oracle here. It's a very special oracle. I hold this in high regard, right? Because this puts you in direct contact with God, okay? And, you know, by that, you know, I can break that down. You know, we're talking about the tree of life, right? What is the tree of life? The tree of life is the anatomy of God and man, right? You know, God, the macro, man, the micro, right? The microcosm. Okay, so what is above is below. As above, so below, as the ancient Egyptians said, right? So, you know, this is real stuff. This is real stuff, right? And, you know, we're trying to make it understood in people's minds how that tree of life works in life, right? What are we, you know, talking about when we are speaking on the various aspects of the tree, right? We breaking that down here. So I hope y'all listening, you know what I'm saying? You know, y'all got questions about things, get at me in the comments. A lot of stuff you can check out with my videos. I've done some Medunater videos for the new folks. Just getting down, check out some of my old stuff. That is, you know, stuff that you can use about understanding the spirit, right? You know what I mean? The great thing about this oracle is that it's a meditation oracle, right? It's an interactive thing. Right? So what you see me doing in terms of interpreting this stuff, you know, is just one level of interpretation, right? You're supposed to take these symbolisms, right, that you see, that we pull into trance, right? Take this into deep meditation and then let it play out for you like a TV show, you know what I'm saying, of what it's speaking about, right? You know, and usually it's talking about some level of your conditioning that you need to work on to massage the situation into a proper accord. Remember, we are divine, right? We have at our disposal, we have God inside here. That's where God lives. We don't, you know, look out there for God. God's right here. You know what I'm saying? And we have access to him, right? Through our meditations, our mantras, right? And our living of truth. Okay? So with that said, all right, we won't get involved in our reading for our Aries folk. Peace and love, y'all. All right, let's see what Tehuti is speaking for the Aries collective. Oh, dropping stuff. Nope, too much stuff. Too much stuff. Let's see. Alright, we got Sebek Hetep. Aries on a Sebek join. The cycle. Sebek Hetep. Alright, we pull a Hetep card. That's the only one that we need to pull. Right? Especially if it is a deity card. So we got Sebek. Dua'u Sebek, as we say. Right? Sebek is correct thinking. Right? So, you know, that's what it is. This is correct thinking. This is thinking straight, right? This is right knowledge, right? This is getting good information, right? You know, this is being studious, right? Getting on your books, right? Getting your old man's on if you are not a young person, you know what I'm saying? And getting in your books, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know, getting on your internet and breaking down your studies, doing your research, getting your information. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? On some levels, Sebek is about talking. It's about communication. You know what I mean? And I said, I'm all happy because we see Sebek Hetep, but hey, I'm gonna tell you like my teacher told me, don't be a Hetep reader, right? So, you have to really get into the keynotes of what the Medu represents before you really deal with the suit so hard, right? Because Hetep really just means a firm manifestation of the mercurial energy, or, pardon me, of the energy, right? In this particular circumstance, we're dealing with Mercury, right? We could be dealing with Mars. We could, that's Harugahuchi. We could be dealing with, the energy of the moon. That will be Osset, right? On and on and on, right? But here we are dealing with the energy of Mercury, right? So that can manifest the way that Mercury manifests, for good or for bad, for positive or for negative, right? So, sometimes, just to make sure that we're not being Hetep readers, right? This could be, people on their Sebek joint, right? Gossiping. This could be gossip, right? This could be, standing in front of a podium and getting your oration on, right? You're, doing your oratory, work, something like that, right? This could be, being a teacher, right? What I'm doing right now is a Sebek thing, right? Teaching folks about this stuff, right? Well, in this capacity, it's more of a Tehuti, right? Divination, right? Divination is Tehuti, right? But ultimately, I'm teaching this stuff, right? And that's a Sebek thing. It could also be a thief, right? We're talking about the negative manifestation of the mercurial energy. Sebek is the clever individual who wants to get by easy, right? This is the individual who wants to, ease the way through schemes, as Shechem and Shechem's Meduniter would say, right? You wanna get your scheme on, right? So you lie, you trick, you manipulate, right? All of that's Sebekian stuff, right? But we hoping that it's, say talking about you, Aries, not you. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the good stuff, right? So you getting your positive Sebek on, right? You are minding your thoughts, right? You are chanting Om Aim, which is the mantra for Sebek that allows you to correct the way you're thinking on things, right? You could be, in your, lower aspects, thinking that somebody's out to get you, right? So you defensive, or whatever you're doing. I don't know, you're doing this or you're doing that, right? But in actuality, it's not that, right? But you don't know until you put Sebek on it, right? And you fix the way you're thinking. You purify the thoughts that you're having on the issues, right? And this is a good way to do it, right? Sebek is the opener of the way, right? So, and what are we talking about? We're talking about the correctness of your thinking is what's going to open your way or close your way, right? If you're not thinking correctly, then your way is closed. So Sebek is the opener of the way, right? When you're doing rituals, right, you're invoking Sebek first because you need to correct your thinking on the matters at hand, right? So that's what we're talking about, right? Sebek Hetep means sit down with your Om Aim mantra, right? Find out how to get that Om Aim mantra, right? Get with your Asar set folk, right? Kemetic legacy, sound-wise, right? Those websites and apps will, clue you into, getting this stuff, right? So that you can nourish your spirit, right? What are we talking about? We're talking about giving yourself that spiritual nourishment. And right now, Tehuti is saying that you need Sebek. All right. So, with that said, let's talk to the I Ching. Open stress. Closed. Open stress closed. Open. Open stress closed. Open. That's Khan on the bottom. Sebek reference. Open. Open. Closed. open, open, close. That's hexagram 4. Alright, into hexagram 41. Alright. Hexagram 4, in first line stress, changing into hexagram 41. Okay. So yeah, 4 would be an hexagram, a Sebek kind of hexagram, right? This is the hexagram of immaturity, right? Why do I say that? Because, we're talking about the intellect when we're talking about Sebek, right? The intellect, though it helps us do a lot of things like communicate and figure things out and, get our think on, right? Our think tank on, you know what I'm saying? Though it does those things, it's not the highest aspect of us, right? As a matter of fact, it is one of the lower aspects, Our intellectual faculty sits in the lowest third of our being, right? Which we call the Sahu, right? So the Sahu part of the tree is what we're dealing with when we're talking about Sebek, right? So what's that saying? That's saying that, this is concerned with information, right? So, in other words, at the lower part of the tree, right, information is, kind of the highest thing you have. Whereas if you are looking towards the upper part of the tree, you're now dealing in wisdom, right? Wisdom is much higher than what intellect is. So, and this is something that a lot of the Western societies don't quite get, right? They up in the intellect, exalting the intellect. Oh, you speak so well, right? Well, what's that? That's just, I learned how to speak well. You know what I mean? I learned how to, punctuate and get my grammar on and rap, whatever the case may be that you speak in, right? You speak so well, but it's not a very thorough compliment if you really look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's just a superficial compliment, right? Oh, that was very insightful. That is very wise insight, or something like that, is a much better compliment than, oh, you speak so well. All right. That said, speaking about the fourth hexagram, it's the hexagram of immaturity, right? So we're talking about an immature consideration of things, right? A lower level consideration of things, right? All right, we're talking about you, Aries. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about that's immature? What you doing? What you doing is immature, Aries. I'm just messing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? Immaturity could be, could be like you're new at something, right? You're new to a situation, right? You're the newest one there, or something like that. That's, part of it. That's part of what can be being spoke about, right? Or something like that, right? But basically that's what we're talking about at the fourth line. The fourth hexagram. The fourth hexagram is, the relationship between the teacher and the student, right? This is, how you are considering the things that come across your plate. You know what I mean? All right, so let's talk to the first line, right? Let's talk to the first line. I don't think I should say it like that. Let's talk to Shechem, see what he talking about the first line, right? Dealing with the I Ching praxis, right? And the first line says, it is impossible for young people to take life seriously. It is in their nature to be inclined to play and be careless. A correct policy must be in place that helps youth develop a serious attitude towards life. The assistance of an expert in child rearing or behavioral sciences must be sought in order to avoid the common mistakes in dealing with youths or youthful behavior in adults. The mistakes to be avoided are straightforward disciplinary acts based on intimidation, mere restriction, anger, mindless drills, e.g., write so-and-so 500 times, etc. While the youthful folly that is indicated by this hexagram and this line is correct for youths, it is not so for adults over 28 years of age. Adults 28 and over must inculcate into their minds the 11 laws of the spirit as the foundation of the behavioral changes that must take place. All right, so he's going straight in, right? He's letting you know that this is okay to receive this hexagram if you're a child, if you're a teenager, right? If you're, under 28 years old, where our concerns tend to be of a immature nature, right? But as an adult, this is not the best line to receive, right? This suggests, a tweeful way that you're dealing with life, right? You are not being so serious, or not being as serious as you perhaps should be. You know what I'm saying? That's what we basically speaking about at this first line. You know what I mean? They confirming what I'm talking about, right? Right? So, yeah. I can't make this stuff up, as you see, right? That's what all the readers say. Ain't that funny? But this is going into the 41, right? The 41st hexagram, right? The 41st hexagram is all about holding down the tweeful nature, right? Holding our twee down. What is twee? Twee is that part of us that wants to play. We want to get our playfulness on, right? Our immature emotionalism, right? Our sensual urges and conditionings, our sensual, leanings, etc., that need to be put in check. That's what we're talking about, right? Lee is Lee. The 41st hexagram talking about is Ken over top of Twee, right? Ken is the restraining principle, and Twee is the, wildly sensual emotionalism. So, we go from the 4, right, to Ken over Twee, right? The 4th, youthful folly, right? We go into the need to restrain the Twee. Right? Let me read a little bit of the judgment on the 41st, right? 41st hexagram is composed of Ken above and Twee below. If you want to develop your higher spiritual nature as represented by Ken, you must decrease your emotional and sensual nature, Twee. Right? The hexagram provides instruction on the method to be employed to access the wisdom and spiritual powers stored in the divine part of the spirit. The method consists fundamentally of decreasing the lower parts of the spirit, the animal, emotional spirit, in the human spirit, the lower mind, for the divine, the higher part of the spirit, right? Decreasing the lower for the higher. So long as a person is ruled by his emotions, passions, opinions, and beliefs, he cannot access the wisdom, truth, and spiritual power that resides in the divine part of the spirit. So, I can read on, but in a nutshell, that's what it's talking about. It's talking about decreasing the lower for the higher. Okay? So, relating this to the first line, right? So this is Sebek Hetep, right? What are you thinking about, right? What are you thinking about what you are doing right about now in your life, right? Are you, involved in some considerations that you need to rethink for your age, for where you should be emotionally, spiritually in life, right? Are you doing immature things, right? That's what this useful folly first line is asking you, right? So that Sebek is very much about, when you go to your Almayim, it's going to be showing you about this, right? When you invoke that Sebek mantra, it's going to be showing you what you are doing that's an immature consideration of things, right? How you are seeing things in a childish manner, right? Etc. The need for you to now put a cap on your tweet. All right? Let's talk to the tarot. We just talked to the E King. Let's talk to the tarot in this situation. A lot of cards. Okay, we got a flipper. All right, we got the Queen of Pentacle in the reverse. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles is in the Re, and couching the reading is the Four Cups in the Re, and the Three of Swords in the Re. Oh no, Three of Swords is upright, and the Page of Pentacles is in the back there. All right, so let's break it down. Okay, we got the Queen of Pentacles. All right, this lady upright is very much an offset mesh, right? She's an offset type. She's cultivating the earth beneath her feet, right? You know what I mean? Her pentacles are swollen, right? Because, you know, she cultivating things, you know, she cultivating what? Her land, right? She's cultivating her way materially, right? You know, she is, you know, doing whatever she's doing for her career. It's going well, right? But it's a cultivation, an ongoing process, right? Which she's succeeding at in an upright state, right? Not only that, but she has a certain amount of care about her person, right? This, you know, this is the good mother, right? Very responsible, very, you know, upright, upstanding, right? Very nurturing, right? You know, maybe not as much as the maybe Queen of Cups, but you know, she's still getting her nurture on in a very practical, unemotional way, right? You know, she is tending to the needs of things, right? And she is very proper with what she's doing, right? In the reverse, though, you know, in the reverse, she is now, the sirens come on. The heck? It's morning time. I ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? Shout out to my man, Smart. My man Smart. I forget his first name. Shout out to that guy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In the reverse, she is in the Pentacle situation, right? She's losing money, right? She is not cultivating things. She's superficial, right? She's, you know, not very high-minded, right? She's low earthly minded, right? Because the pentacles deal with earth, right? So she's superficial. She's immature in her considerations, right? She's not considering things properly, right? You know, she's tending to her tweeful nature, right? Versus cultivating, you know, the land, you know, or cultivating the stability, right? She's, you know, void of cultivation here, you know what I mean? And, you know, by default, she's cultivating instability, right? Right? So that's what's going on, right? Four Cups is in the reverse, right? Okay, so upright, the Four of Cups. In this depiction, well, in general, the Four of Cups is about an apathetic type of thing where someone has removed themselves from caring about something, right? They're like, I don't care, whatever. I'm gonna live my life because bunk you, I don't care, right? And this one, we got, you know, in addition to that, you got people making you apathetic by getting in your ear, right? They all in her ear making her don't care about stuff. They like, you know, they got all kinds of good talk for her. And she don't care, right? So in the reverse, right? In the reverse, this is a worsening of that circumstance, right? You know, this, you know, she is removed. She's so apathetic, right, that she can actually contemplate this Three of Swords situation, which is a betrayal, right? This individual is so apathetic here that it leads her to negativities, right? So, you know, we put this on the Sebek, and this could be, you know, party intrigues, right? People planning stuff, right? Still, this is all, you know, the I King, you know, is speaking about the fourth hexagram. This is immature considerations, right? You know, you're betraying somebody based on gossip, based on funny stuff. You know what I mean? Not necessarily just gossip, but apathy, apathetic. You're apathetic somewhere, right? And, you know, at the bottom, it's the Page of Pentacles, right? The little boy within you, right? Yeah, you know, you are betraying someone based on the child emotionalism within you, okay? Yeah, so that's what I got, man. This is how it's coming up, right? Right before that, right before this here, you know, it just came up as I was, you know, pulling it up, but I don't know, somehow I think it's significant, right? At the essence is a love situation that this is somehow about, right? So, I don't know. Y'all gotta look inside your reality and see if that fits. If it don't, leave it there on the table and walk away. But if it do, look in the mirror. Be real with yourself. See what it's talking about. Alright, folks. I'm going to say get in your Sebek. Okay? Talk to Sebek so Sebek can fix your thinking on these matters. Alright? Now, with that being said, I'm going to say peace and love. And we're going to do this again next cycle, right? Get at me next week. I'm doing free readings. Alright, y'all. Peace and love.